Good morning, YouTube. Well, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Lexi. Wanted to intro this video. So I am getting ready to go to a show here in the Tampa area. It's actually in St. Pete technically, but a local show. I have 3 clients competing. So I just figured I'd start this vlog. I needed to pick up my camera and just film a video. So I don't think I'll probably get a ton of footage at the show because I want to be present for my girls, but I will keep you guys updated. So just wanted to intro this video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this vlog. Okay, just got back from the show. As I mentioned, I did not plan on filming anything at the show just because a lot of times, well, first off, I wanted to be present for the 3 of my girls competing. Didn't want to have to be worried about getting YouTube footage. And also most shows that have a live stream, which this one did, they don't let you film inside the show, or if you try to film, they'll come up and politely say don't film. So I don't want to ever be that person that's just trying to be sneaky, because that's just annoying. But on my way home, I did stop at this place called The Blend. So it kind of reminds me of Dutch Bros, which if you guys are new here, I love Dutch Bros. Dutch Bros coffee is my favorite, but we don't have them here. Well, I think there are a couple in Florida, but there is not one here in Tampa. So I stopped at this place called The Blend because it was nearby where the show venue was. I was like, oh, I'll try it out. So it was a cute little drive-up coffee place. Well, you could go through the drive-thru, or you could park and just walk up to the window. So I did that, and it's good. I got a decaf Americano, sugar-free white chocolate, and almond milk, and it's definitely not Dutch Bros good, but it's good. I will say that. So I'd rate it a 7.5, 8 out of 10. So not Dutch Bros good, but still good. So yeah, now I'm going to relax a little bit. I've got a couple hours before I need to head back over to finals. So, and I'm also that girl that I don't care what temperature it is outside, I will always drink hot coffee. So if you are also that person, comment below. I feel like I'm definitely not the only one. But anyways, all right, I'm gonna chillax and I'll catch you guys in a little bit. So I want to share something with you guys. When I was at the Olympia last week, I tried this company. It's called Prime Bites, and let me just tell you guys, these are so good. I had never heard of this brand before last weekend, and they were sampling out. They have a ton of flavors of these little bars, and this one is the blueberry cobbler. So I want to show you guys what it looks like. I just cut into it, but essentially they're these little square bars. They're not super big, but they are these little protein squares. Now they are a little bit more calorie dense, so it is 24 carb, 8 fat, and 19 protein for this little bar. So it's not super big, but if you have a sweet tooth, oh my goodness, so good. This flavor is delicious. I think this one is probably my second favorite one. The other one that I tried that I love is cookie dough, and that one was, oh my gosh, so good. It literally tastes like cookie dough, but it's kind of hard to see, but they're super, I know everybody hates this word moist, but they really are, but they're delicious. If you have not tried these, highly recommend checking them out. Hey guys, a really quick break in the video, and Lexi from the future here. So I talked about how I loved the Prime Bites so much, and fun news, I do now have a 15% off affiliate code to give you guys. So if you would like to try these out for yourself, highly recommend doing so. I do have a code. It is Lexi15, and it'll get you 15% off your entire purchase. So wanted to show you guys some more flavors that Prime Bites had. And I think personally that the variety box is such a great option if you've never tried these before, because you're going to get to taste a little bit of everything. So my personal favorites right now are going to be the chocolate cookie monster. It literally tastes like a fudge brownie. It is so good. And my other favorite is the cookie dough bite. I know in the video I showed the blueberry flavor, and that is probably a contender for my top 3 as well. I would say this is my third favorite, and then the cookie dough and the brownie or the chocolate cookie monster are tied for, I guess, first. One is first, one is second. I just can't decide. So wanted to show you guys all of the different flavors that Prime Bites offered. And these are delicious little sweet treats. Also, if you don't have the macros to spend on them at the moment, what I like to do is I like to cut them up into little pieces, cut the square into 4 pieces, and then just have a piece whenever I'm craving something super sweet, and it's not super macro. It's not super high in macros if I just have a 4th of the square. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy these as much as I do. And again, you can use Lexi, or you can use code Lexi15 for 15% off your order. Okay guys, I am getting ready to head back to finals. I am not gonna lie, I got kind of tired there this afternoon for a sec. But we are back. I always get my second wind. It's not that late. It's 4. Final starts at 6. So It's only like 25-ish minutes away, but I want to get there a little early to check on my girls, make sure they're all good, hang out a little bit. So gonna leave here in a little bit. And yeah, again, I don't know if I'll get any footage from finals, but if I do, I will insert it in this video, but I'll keep you guys updated. All three of my girls did fabulous this morning. Coach Paul, Coach Evan, they also have a couple girls at the show. I don't believe they're going to be at finals, so I'm going to hold down coaching for it and be coach for everybody tonight. So I'm gonna head over there soon, hang out with my girls, hang out with some friends in the audience, and enjoy the night show. Okay, my friends, so to kind of recap where I left off in my video, let me just talk about how the end of the night ended and how my girls did at the show. So I think the last clip I filmed was like right before I went to finals for Hurricane, and I had 3 girls at that show and they all did amazing. They all placed in all of their classes. Actually, one of my clients, Paige, she was splitting center for open bikini overall, so she was runner-up to the overall winner, so that was really neat to see. And honestly, it was a fabulous show. Tim Gardner, if you are in Florida and you ever get the opportunity to do one of Tim Gardner's shows, he puts on some phenomenal shows. I love putting my clients in those shows. I have actually competed in a few of Tim's shows before. I love his shows. He just puts on a great promotion. So it was an awesome night. It was so fun to be backstage though with my girls. And then Paul and Evan on the team also had clients at the show. And for finals, they were not there, but I was there. So I hung out with all our girls backstage and it was really fun. So anyways, fun show. Highly recommend Tim Gardner shows if anybody is looking for shows to do. He has Tampa Pro, Atlantic Coast, which is in a couple of weeks, and I will also be at that show. It's in Fort Lauderdale, Hurricane, and then he also promotes the San Antonio Pro as well, which is in Texas, obviously. So all are phenomenal shows, but that's how the end of the night wrapped up. I'll put some pictures of my girls up here too so you can see them. I had Jennifer, I had Vanessa, and I had Paige. Vanessa was a first-time competitor. Paige hadn't competed since like 2018, and then Jennifer had not competed for about 2.5 years. So all of them did awesome, and most importantly, they all had a fun day. So that made me super happy as a coach. So that's where I left off. So I'm just gonna pick up the video from here. Okay, going into my favorite grocery store, drove here this evening, and I am headed into Sprouts, and I'm gonna see what I can find. I do need a couple of things specifically that I get at Sprouts in their bulk section. I'm secretly hoping like I can find some of their manager specials. They always like have the best manager specials. Like they'll mark like chicken down and produce down when it's like about to go bad, like if the best by date is like in a day or two. So fingers crossed that I can find some good deals. We shall see. So that was, unfortunately, a very unsuccessful Sprouts haul, you guys. I literally went in there and they had nothing that I wanted to get. Or they didn't have anything that I had intended to get. So, but I did get this from TJ Maxx. It was right next door. So this is the skinny syrup. It's like a 0-calorie coffee syrup. Well, it's not just a coffee syrup, but that's what I use it in. So think of like Starbucks has their sugar-free vanilla. This is essentially the same thing, only salted caramel, and TJ Maxx carries this brand. I think you can also find it at Home Goods, but I stopped in, got one of these. It lasts me quite some time because I only use a little bit of it at a time, but I love using it in my coffee, and sometimes I'll even put a little splash in my Ninja Creamy just for a little added flavor. So I love this stuff. So this has been my new favorite obsession. This is the honey garlic teriyaki tenderloin roast or pork roast from Publix. So I got this at Publix. It was actually on sale this week. But they have a ton of different flavors. This one is the honey garlic teriyaki, but it's already seasoned. And the first time I tried this, I was like, wait, this seems too good to be true. It's one of those things that tastes so good that you're like, oh, wait, are the macros really what they say? So here are the macros. 2 fat, 5 carb, 19 protein per 4 ounces. So pretty lean in terms of like a protein source. But basically what I'm gonna do is I will cut this up into like little slices, and then I put it in my air fryer and just cook it until it's cooked all the way through. So I'll show you guys what it looks like after I cook it. It always makes the kitchen smell so good too. And I just love it because you literally don't have to season it with anything. And like, I don't even use condiments on it. And with a lot of like like my meats like chicken, turkey, I'm always using like mustard or something just to give it a little bit of flavor, but this, like, you don't even need it. It's that good. So here is the finished product. So I obviously cut it into like, let's see, 7 pieces. I have tried before, like literally putting the whole like log into the air fryer, but what happens is it just doesn't cook evenly. Like, you'll get the middle is raw and then the ends are like burning. So highly recommend just cutting it into pieces. But you guys, it kind of reminds me of like the really calorie dense like Chinese chicken, like from a good Chinese restaurant. That's literally what this reminds me of. I know it's not chicken, obviously, but it's so damn good. And like I said, you don't have to do anything to it. You don't have to season it. It's super lean. So I'm gonna let this cool, and it is so good though. Like, I could probably eat this whole plate easily. It's that good, and it's just so easy to prepare. So this has been my new obsession, definitely a new protein source I've been rotating in, because before I was just doing a lot of plain chicken, which is fine. I wasn't like sick of that, but I think it is good to rotate some variety into your diet from time to time. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the video. So I am not at home, actually. I'm at my mom and stepdad's house. So I wanted to wrap up this video though, because for some reason I'm like just gonna be fully transparent. I've had all the rest of the footage for this video for a while, but I've just been procrastinating filming like the outro clip, and I've had so many things like I've been going through my head in terms of like what I wanted to talk about in this YouTube video. It's almost kind of like that like paralysis by analysis concept, but I just wrapped up a team call with my my clients. So I did, like, every once in a while I'll do Zoom calls, and I'll do like a presentation over a certain topic in the Zoom calls, and then I present to them, and then at the very end we kind of all chit chat. So just finished that up, which was super fun. But something that I did want to talk about is I know that this video is all over the place, but hopefully, you know, if you're watching, it's not too all over the place to be like not enjoyable. But I saw this post the other day on a very popular big bodybuilding Facebook group, and somebody was talking about, like, they asked, you know, why, I don't understand why coaches have coaches. And, you know, and I guess, like, I can kind of get that from, like, if you are very new into the industry, you may think logistically, like, why does a coach have a coach if they know what to do, right? And I think, like, I'm a great example of a coach that also has a coach, aka Paul will forever be my coach. And the reason I will never coach myself, like through a prep, would be I get the biggest goggles. And I think that's one thing that people don't really realize unless you've been through a prep before, is you will get these crazy, like, I call them foggy goggles, meaning you do not see yourself clearly. I don't know about you guys, but there are many pictures I have in my camera roll from when I was in prep, and I look back at them and think, oh my God, I was so lean, I looked so good. But I think back to what I thought in the moment about those pictures, and that was not what I thought in the moment, right? I knew I was lean in the moment, but I was like picking apart my flaws, thinking I needed to be better here, there, etc. So that is a big part of why, like, I have a coach, and I will continue to always have a coach in prep. And, you know, and I also think too, like, I think having a coach, like, at least for me, being a coach and having a coach, I even learned from my own coach. You know, there's been things Paul has done or recommended or said that sometimes just kind of get me thinking. I'm like, you know what? I like the way he handled that. And lastly, another reason why I love having a coach is I am somebody that stresses out so much about, like, unnecessary things with myself. Like, I am a chronic overthinker. So having a coach just to, like, kind of back up and be like, back me up and be my second voice of reason is so valuable. Like, it just keeps me from stressing out unnecessarily when I am in prep. So that's my little tangent on that, which brings me to my next little spiel to wrap up this video. And I feel like I talk on and off about this, like, a lot. And I don't want to come across as somebody that is, like, solely wrapped up in just having an identity as a competitor, because I am so much more than that. And I never want people to, like, think that it comes across as that. But I do get asked a lot, just mainly because, like, when I built this channel back in 2021, I want to say I started this channel when I was in the middle of, like, my second prep ever. And so, you know, I started this channel and I did a lot of prep content, and there is a lot of prep content on this channel. But anyways, that leads me into a question I get a lot. And I actually was talking about this with some of my clients last weekend at the show that I vlogged a little bit like around the time of earlier in this video. And, you know, so ideally I'm going to start prep in 2025. I know that's like not a very specific time, but probably around the beginning of the year. But I kind of like toy with the idea of maybe being a little bit more quiet about my prep and not necessarily being like, okay, I'm starting prep and like I'm X weeks out, this is the show I'm doing, just because I feel like for me personally, it did put a little bit of pressure on me last prep, especially when I had to, like my prep last year in 2023, I documented it all on YouTube, but I felt like it almost put a little too much pressure on me because I had some things that did go wrong in the process with like my thyroid and my gut issues, and that kind of stalled out the prep, and I almost felt like there was pressure, you know, and I almost felt bad. Like, I know that sounds silly, but when you put something out there and like it doesn't go according to plan, in a weird way, you almost feel like you've let people down. And maybe that isn't the case, but that's just kind of how like I almost felt. So I toil with the idea of just kind of being a little bit more quiet about this prep that I do. I mean, I'm sure, I feel like it'll be noticeable. Like if I'm in prep, I think people will be able to like kind of realize like when they start to see me looking leaner. And not to say I'm gonna like keep it a secret and be like, you know, not even say I'm in prep, but maybe even just approach it from the standpoint of like, hey, I'm starting prep, but I have no idea what show I'm gonna do yet. That way it takes a little bit of pressure off of my plate. So I don't know, I'm toiling around with different ideas. I just gotta, you know, I wanna make sure that this next prep I do is as stress-free as possible, and that I just have fun and that I enjoy it and that I don't put so much unnecessary like stress or pressure on myself, right? So, all right, anyways, I'm gonna wrap up this video here. If you are an avid listener, know that I appreciate you. I love you so dearly. Thank you for the support as always. And if you guys made it this far in the video, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.